Hello and welcome to the channel. I haven't made a video in quite a while. Yeah, my apologies for that. I really, uh, I suppose I've got out of the habit of making and carried on with life and stuff, and then I just realized the other day that I haven't made videos. So I think now is probably the best time to do so. Yeah, I'd like to speak about the stock markets and the chaos in the stock markets today. The JSE is obviously down, and the American markets are down. The Nasdaq, I mean, was down like something over 6% on Friday. The futures are opening lower, so we're going to have hello Kitty. We're going to have some. Yeah, maybe today we're going to have another down day. Come. We're going to have another down day this Monday. The people are talking Black Monday. Obviously, they remember the stock went down on a Monday. That's like saying that the sun rises in the morning because the cock's crowing, but the cocks crow just before the sun comes up. So it's a case of that. The one doesn't ring about the other. So yeah, so just because it's a Monday, just because it's October, because we got through October, and everyone's like, oh, the market's going to crash in October, and the market went up from there. Um, we have had two up years. We have had two up years on the markets and the year before that was a down year. So you have up years, you have down years. But investing in the stock market is, to me, it's like seasons. You have spring, you have summer, you have autumn, you have winter. When it's winter, everybody thinks, oh, it's so cold. It's like, oh, it's terrible. And like in America and stuff, you get snow. In England and that, you get your snow. So come, Kitty, I'm talking. So yeah, so it's terrible. Everyone's like, oh no, and it feels like because they're in that situation that it's never going to end. But it does end. Then spring comes along, and then everything starts to flower again, and then you get summer, and then obviously summer's nice and warm, and then you go into autumn when the leaves start to fall, everything starts to prepare for winter. So you go through cycles like that. Investing is similar. You go through cycles where the market's going up, the market's going down, the market's going sideways, but in the long term, the market will perform anywhere in the region. Some people say 8%, some people say 10%, some people say 12%. So you're looking at for example, let's say 10%. So if you perform 10% with dividends every year, if you have two very good years, which we've had, then maybe this year will be a down year. But then that means it's just a good time to buy and accumulate shares at the lower prices, and then maybe even the following year is a down year. But if you have two down years, then you're going to know the next years after that we're going to have maybe 7, 8, 9 up years, because usually a normal bull market lasts about 7 years, and we only had 2 years of the bull market. So obviously external things or things happening beyond the control is, like, for example, there was interest rate worries, and then the tariffs. Obviously we knew about the tariffs, we knew the tariffs were coming in, so the market already weakened with the tariffs, and then when they announced the tariffs again, then obviously the market weakened more. So I don't think it's done yet. I think we're going to have a little bit more weakness, but I certainly think it's a good time to start buying. If I'm looking at the share prices, there's good quality companies going for good prices. So it's definitely time to start nibbling on the reasonable price, excellent companies that are producing good cash flow, good earnings, paying good dividends. That's what the stocks you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, they're really trading at low multiples that we'd never seen before. So there's some huge bargains out there. But don't just rush in and buy if you have money to buy. Don't just rush in. Give it a chance. Wait a little bit. As one of the good investors say, if you're looking at buying a share, wait 24 hours. If you still feel the same, then buy it. So that's a good way of looking at things. I think also a good thing to do is, if you've been waiting on the sidelines, is to maybe have a nibble, buy a couple today, and leave some money for tomorrow and the next day and whatever, and then you, for example, or maybe next week, and then from there, then you start to accumulate. Because obviously, like I say, kitty. So like I say, the share prices can go down still from here, even though they've gone down quite a bit. It's not the end. Like they say, don't try and catch a falling knife. But for me, I think it's definitely worth starting to nibble at a couple of shares, because there's a couple of companies off the top of my head that I can think of that are well worth buying into. And then obviously, if the prices do go down, you can buy more at the lower price. So in other words, take a small position, and then obviously as see what happens with the market. We might see, for example, by maybe early May or end of this month, we might see, because we might see a negotiation on the tariffs, because that's what it seems like the tariffs are about. When the president announces tariffs, then it's a negotiation tool. Unfortunately, there's been trillions wiped off the stock market in the meantime, which affects the people trying to work hard and save for the pension and stuff. But it's like at times it feels like it's, for them it's a game. For us, it's investing our hard-earned money. But if you put your money in good companies, now is definitely the time to be buying, not selling. So if you're selling in this market, you might find you sell out, and then the market rebounds, starts going up. Maybe they sort out, negotiate and sort out something with the tariffs, which will happen. It just depends on how long it's going to take. It might take a week, it might take a month, it might take a year. But eventually the tariffs will be sorted. Then all of a sudden things look rosy again. The outlook for everything. But yeah, I mean, they are saying that that this tariffs is just so that they can try and repay some of the debts at lower interest rates and stuff. They want the interest rates to come down. But yeah, like I say, I don't worry too much about the macroeconomic state of the nation. Companies are very resilient, and they'll make money in good and low interest rates, high interest rates. Obviously, if they've got a lower profit margin, then obviously they're going to be affected more by higher interest rates. But if the interest rates come down, then they're going to be their profits can increase more than. But obviously, a higher profit margin is much better for any company, because that means the more they're earning, the more dollars they've got in their bank account, and they can use that for whatever purpose. Obviously reinvesting into the business, or paying out as dividends, or buying back shares. So yeah, this was just a quick video just to speak about the market in general. I think the market is a buy, but it's not a screaming buy at the moment, because of what I mentioned, that obviously it still can go down, and then if you apply all your money into the market today, then you might see that your value might go even more red, and obviously it is red already. So yeah, so just tread carefully. But start nibbling. Let's see how this thing goes, and try and pay in every week like that. If you do your dollar cost averaging every week, if you buy in every week, then you'll do well. But don't panic and sell out. Just keep putting money in the stock market. Time in the market is better than timing the market, because you never know where's the bottom. You never know You know, in hindsight, you might find the bottom, but you know, you might not. Okay, so stay safe out there, and try and slowly work your way, you know, to increase your position slowly over time, and over time you'll do well. Thank you very much, and subscribe and like the channel, because yeah, like I say, I haven't been active in quite a while, so it's time to start bringing out videos more regularly. And yeah, I need to rehearse and everything, but this one was just off the cuff one.